Do you work in an industry where you're constantly told that you can't have nice nails? Are you a blue-collar worker of any kind, or do you work in the trades? Well, here you go. Today I'm going to answer the question I get asked all the time. How do I keep these pearly little nails clean and ready to go while I do all my handiwork? Well, I'm going to answer it just for all of you. The first thing I'm going to say right now is that I don't keep these nails perfect all the time. They get damaged a ton. I do get these done by a professional every 2 to 5 weeks, and to be honest, it's totally worth it for me. I don't have a whole lot of glamorous expenditures, so this is something that I treat myself with to make myself feel a little bit more pretty and stuff. So it's worth it for me, and if it's worth it for you, I say absolutely do it. But all that being said, how do I keep these nails clean and ready to go in spite of doing this entire roof that took me about 10 days?
It's almost like the whole myth about you're going to break a nail isn't real. Nail check?
Nail check!
Nail check.
Nail check!
There's a nail check. I haven't lost a single rhinestone on either of my hands. So if you don't think you can have nice nails and do this work, you are so wrong.
First and foremost, we're going to talk about gloves. There's a whole bunch of different kinds of gloves, so whatever you're doing, be job specific. Specifically, I got my roofing gloves right here. These are super durable, but they also have dexterity, and that matters a lot. Now, it's also really good to be mindful of the length of your nails. I like to have a little bit extra of a room for my gloves, so I have a little bit extra room for my nails itself, but I find it's pretty good either way. When I did the roof, I did go through 2 pairs of gloves because my nails actually punched holes through the tip of my gloves. But to be honest, I thought it was really worth it. Those gloves are $4 to $5. My nails are worth a lot more than that, so it seems kind of worth it to me. If you're doing demolition, you can actually keep your nails really pretty even with demolishing a wall. Demolition gloves have a specialized little rubber matting here that protects your fingers and your nails themselves from hammer blows or any type of blow to your hands when you're doing this work. That can protect your hands, but also your beautiful little nail art as well. These are totally worth it. These are about $45, so they're a little bit more of an investment compared to this, but to be honest, this was a huge deal, and I highly recommend you getting it. Now, we can't talk about gloves without talking about latex gloves. If you're someone who's really cautious about the environment and don't want to just throw out all that rubber over and over and over again and add to all the waste, you can use dishwasher gloves. They work just as well, and they're really good too. But I like the latex gloves because I think they give me a little bit more of an ability to protect my nails specifically. The dishwasher stuff can kind of make them all gummed up inside. I'm not a huge fan of those gloves. I can break out from my eczema when I wear those gloves as well. So I gotta be cautious to these things. But these are the kind of gloves that work best for my hands and my skin, so I stick with these. But that being said, 2 gloves on top of 1 hand might be the way to go because you will puncture a hole right through these pretty often with these nice, beautiful nails. But if you're dealing with chemicals like acetone, mineral spirits, bleach, anything like that, you should be wearing these to protect these nails. If you are dealing with paint, oils, or even vinegar, or even any cleaning supply whatsoever, you're going to want to make sure that you are mindful of what your nails are getting touched by. Paint, your cleaning supplies, and vinegar are all some examples of chemicals that can damage these beautiful little nails. These gloves are not just good for when you're doing handiwork, they're really good for when you're doing dishwashing of any kind or any type of cleaning. Even if you're not a handy person, but you want to have nice nails when you're doing stuff, but you keep having chips, or you keep having your nails fall off or loosen, or they just get discolored, a lot of that is because of the chemicals you're using. Sometimes you're using vinegar, for an example, and you don't even know the long-term effects you're having on your nails because you don't see it right away. So, all because the vinegar doesn't damage your nails in the same way, say, acetone would immediately, right? It doesn't mean that 3 or 4 days later, you're not going to experiencing weakening of your nails, that you're not going to experience discoloration. You could experience those things days later because of the effects of the chemicals that you're using. So no matter what you're doing, if you're using chemicals and you have nails that you want to protect, you gotta make sure you wear gloves when you do it, or you're going to have problems 2, 3, 5, 10 days later. Now it's time to talk about pro nail techs and how you ask for things when you go to them for help. The very first time that I got my nails done, I was really nervous to go to nail tech. So I asked my spouse, Zizi, if they would go with me at some point, and they said, yeah, sure. So one time during an anniversary gift, Zizi just surprised me by taking me to get my nails done. And it was so cute. We went to the nail tech together. And that's actually where I found my nail tech, was at this nail place that we went. And I'd never been anywhere else because it made me feel so comfortable and amazed. And it was just a great experience. Zizi, who is a non-binary trans mass person, really felt comfortable there too, and that's always a good test. If they feel comfortable, then I'm going to feel comfortable at a space that I have never existed in my entire life. So I found my nail tech because the love of my life loved me. Now, talking to your nail tech can be an overwhelming, kind of exhausting experience if you don't know what you need or what you're asking for. But the first and foremost, I talk to my nail tech as if they're a friend, because I've been going to my nail tech for about 2.5 years. I've been going to the same person to make sure that my needs are met. When it comes to my hair and my nails, I want to make sure that I go to people that I trust, who understand what I need, that respect my identity. But the most thing is that they're really great at what they do. And Madisen is so good at what they do.
I cannot believe you did that freehand. That you did it twice. Dude, you did that twice. So what does it feel like to be that good at your job?
Just another day.
I love abstract things, so I will tell them, hey, I really love this picture of space. Can you make this picture of space happen? And they'll do amazing, miraculous, beautiful things like the ones I currently have, or all of the amazing art that we are showing you on the screen right now. We've done some amazing projects, and Madisen is so good at taking my abstract ideas and making them a reality.
How long does it usually take to do my nails?
I would say like anywhere from like an hour and a half to like 3. It just depends on the design. I'm pretty sure Space Cats were like 3 hours, if not maybe a little longer.
Space Cats. That was a good hit.
Yeah.
Space Cats was a good one.
When Madisen is doing my nails, they really are cautious about the long-term effects. We've been working with each other for the last 2.5 years. We know what will work and won't work.
We use a thicker gel to add structure to the nail to help prevent the nail from like bending and breaking. So I would say that's probably like the main thing that helps them last.
How often are my nails really messed up?
Honestly, considering all that you do, I don't ever really consider them super messed up. I'm like, I feel like it's normal wear and tear usually. I don't know. I would say like a 50-50. Like today you came back and all the gems were still there, so.
Do you do anything with the gems to keep them on?
We just like use a thicker gel again, just like a gem attachment gel. and then just like make sure we really top coat like around them and they're fully sealed in. I think that like it's just a brand that I really trust, and so Coco is top coat, and it just like does really well as far as like durability and shine goes.
We always make sure that we put at least one top coat on top of my gel to make sure that it's going to last. We use, of course, UV products. We make sure that the durable products we use are tested for what I am doing. We tried out different products to make sure they worked, and the current products we are working work best for me, but they may not work for you. All that being said, when it comes to the rhinestones themselves, we really make sure we press them down, and we don't use super small rhinestones. And the reason why is because I noticed that super small rhinestones actually catch on everything, and they make it even harder. So even though they don't fall off, they actually make my job way harder, and they catch on fabric and my hair, and I hated the way it felt. So I went to about a size 18 or size 20 with my rhinestones on my nails, and that's about what we keep for all of my nail looks. Length is really important. This is the length of my nails that is the longest I will go. I can go a whole lot longer than this if I want to be able to have a lot of use and dexterity to my fingers. Any longer means that they get in the way, they can break, or they can just hurt when I grab my nails in a wrong way when I'm doing this work and I'm working with lumber and when I'm doing projects with appliances and etc. So you might be asking, Mercury, I am a lesbian and I don't know how to ask about these nails. Now, this manicure is really specific for the queer community. If you do know what I'm talking about, well, if you're not comfortable enough to ask your nail tech specifically this manicure itself, then I don't think you have the right nail tech. If you feel like you can be confident enough to ask for this nail manicure, then I think you're A-okay. I think it's going to be great. If you want to go to someone, but you just want to go to a one-time deal, you don't want to have a long-term relationship with this person, then I say you can just tell them that you go bowling a lot and you work in a bowling league. Or you can even tell them that you do a lot of physical labor work. Utility nails is another term to use when you are talking to your nail techs. I don't think this is just great with my partners and me. I think these nails are perfect when I'm doing work with my hands. Having two nails that are shorter than the rest really allows me to have more versatility. If I need to open a package or do something, I have two nails that are always the right length that I need, so I'm not going to break any of these nails. Now, contrary to the popular belief, I'm a nervous Nelly and I am full of anxiety. I can prove it because I take meds for it every single day. All that being said, you may be wondering, Mercury, how do you even carry a conversation with a nail tech? I don't even know what to say. Here's the thing, majority of nail techs, or anyone who works in the service industry, would rather you be quiet than try to pretend to have a conversation. Nail techs also have lives. Their whole day isn't trying to be entertainment for other people. If you're quiet, your nail tech is going to respect that. And to be honest, they may want that. But if you have a natural thing you want to talk about or bring up how their day is, remember, the same thing applies when you're having conversations with friends or a partner. Talk about them. Ask them how they're doing. If you are uncomfortable by awkward silence, then you know what? It's okay to be like, how are you doing? How are the kids? How's a puppy? What's your favorite type of nails to do? Talk to them and engage to them. If they're not responsive, that means they just don't have the energy for it. It does not mean that they're mad at you. It doesn't mean that they're, upset about something you said. It just might mean that they have a low energy that day and they need to charge their batteries, just like you do. So don't internalize it and project on your nail techs.
I want to call the vet today. Be like, hey, I need those anxiety meds for my cat stat.
Yeah. I have some in my purse.
Perfect. I mean, she is getting low, so I am.
It is for a cat.
Yeah, I assumed as much.
Oh, I did look it up the other day because I was on myself.
Stop. I take the same medication as my kitty cat.
It's been 2.5 years and I haven't had my nails be not covered in nail gel in all that time. So I really haven't had any break. I've talked to professionals about this, and you really don't need a break if you just keep going and making sure that you are taking care of them while you're getting them done. That's why I always advise going to a professional, because they're going to make sure they remove the gel properly and that you're not going to have them just pull the gel off and damage the nail underneath. If you go to people who know how to take care of your nails, they're going to make sure that your nails are properly cared for, and that's going to make it build onto the next one that you do, and it's going to overall make your nails healthier and stronger. Now when we're talking about caring for the nails, let's switch gears to the products I'm using. First and foremost, soap. Soap is so important for so many reasons, and if you're a man, you probably never heard of it. But when it comes to soap that we're using with our nails, I like soap that has pumice in it. This is my favorite brand right now, Dr. Teal's. But I also use a lot of Orange, Gojo, all these brands that have a little bit of pumice in it when I'm working with oils and things like that to help break up the materials is really important to me. Be mindful, anything with pumice can also damage your nails. So you gotta be mindful of how you're working around your cuticles and how you're actually caring for them. So to be honest, I haven't had too much of a problem because I take care of my nails every 3 to 5 weeks. I really don't see a huge difference when I'm washing my hands with anything like pumice in it. Now, when we're talking about soap, we also got to talk about the brushes that we are using. This is a nail brush, and nail brushes are wonderful. You can get them wet with your soap and then just rub them right into your nail and can remove all the debris that you have in there. And this top part right here allows you to take your finger and run it right through and really work your finger right into that groove. And to be honest, since I discovered these, because I didn't know they were a thing until recently, it's been a game changer. Because up until me using the nail brushes, I only used what was ever in my nail care kit. And what I used is this little tool right here. This tool right here is actually a cuticle pusher. It's really good to make sure we can keep the cuticles down and they're not going to actually push up and get damaged. This is also a great scraper that will go underneath your nails and remove hard to get to debris. I think this is wonderful, and it's my favorite tool that's inside of these toolkits. Now, of course, we're going to have a nail file, we're going to have a tweezer, we're going to have multiple kinds of nail clippers. All this stuff is must-have. I think that if you're going to care for your nails, you should keep this in your purse, your bag, or your car, wherever you need it. I would keep this. I use mine probably a couple times a week, especially when it comes to my cuticles, because they are such an important part of your hands. Now, all that being said, anything that's essential oils, anything that's made for your nail and cuticle care is super important. This is my favorite brand right now. It acts as a little device that grabs all of the stuff I need. I add in just a little bit to my nails, and then I just rub it in. And that actually can help your nails. If you do this once a day, maybe twice a day, once when you wake up and once when you go to bed, it's really going to see a noticeable difference. My hands are always beat up, and they're always pretty much worse for wear, and they're dried out. The cuticle oil really helps a lot to keep that area of where the nail is, keeping that growing, keeping that safe, and making sure all my edges are nice and crisp, and I love it. Now, the one care product that I talk more about than any other care product is going to be the lotion that I use. I love Working Hands. I think Working Hands is one of the best products out there. I think that when it comes to making sure that your hands are not dry and beat up, I think that they're a great product. I use it pretty much every day, and I always keep a nice little travel size version in my purse because I always forget mine, and having this in my purse gives me no excuses to forget it at home. If you're someone who needs various different products of various different sizes, Working Hands has a great, ginormous product line of different ones like tubs and tubes and little tubes and all the things that you could use. So I like Working Hands, and is what I would advise if you're someone who does a lot of blue collar work and you want to make sure that you are cared for with your blue collar beauty products. Last but not least, nail glue. I do wear nail gel over all the other nail products. So you might be wondering, why would you need nail glue, Mercury? I thought you didn't use acrylic nails. Well, here's the thing. Sometimes my nails will pop. The gel itself sometimes removes itself from my nails because of the chemicals I use, no matter how many times I use gloves. So what is best for me is having one of these in my car, on the job site, or in my purse to make sure that I can actually throw it back on. Because here's a secret, I lose nails towards the end of the time frame that I have them, around the 3 to 5 week mark. I start maybe kind of pulling up a nail, or maybe it will kind of pop off the top part. My nail underneath is still really healthy and taken care of, but the actual design of the art will sometimes pop off, or maybe I'll lose a rhinestone. And having a quick thing like this nail glue is super handy. This is a really fast, speedy kind that does it in less than 2 or 3 minutes. I like it because it allows me to keep moving, and I don't have to stop and make it a whole big deal that I lost a nail. Oh my God, my life is over. It's not. It's gonna get taken care of in 2 weeks when I go back to the nail tech anyways. All these products are really good, but none of them are going to be able to keep your nails looking perfect if you're someone who has bad habits with your nails. First and foremost, I like to pull my nails with my teeth and to crack my fingers like a weirdo. I'll put my nail in my tooth and I'll pull like I'm asking my uncle to pull my finger. So if you have any bad habits like that, where you're messing with your nails, or you're bending your nails, or you're doing any type of fidgety things, put a fidget toy in your purse, your car, anywhere you need to work with your hands. I am a nervous Nelly, and there are so many times where I just have anxiety and I gotta do something with my nails. But you don't want to mess with these. They're so expensive, they mean so much to you, you put so much time and effort into taking care for them. So don't mess with them in ways that are going to make your life a lot harder. So try to cut those bad habits down if you got them, and if you don't, try to find a way that you can meet yourself in the middle. If you're someone that needs to mess with your hands a lot, get that fidget toy. If you're someone that likes to bend something, get something that you can bend that's not going to damage your nails. So I hope that helps you. And remember, be kind to yourself. It's okay. You may have people around you in your life, from your family to your friends to your coworkers, who may have a lot of weird things to say about you wanting to get your nails done. Here's the thing. You do whatever you feel confident. You're going to feel more confident, and that you can stand up to people if you feel comfortable in your own body. I used to be really quiet when I was around my coworkers, and I felt like I had nothing to say because I didn't feel like I had my battle equipment on, right? This is battle makeup for me. This is how I feel like I am ready to go into war, right? I feel confident in my own body. I feel like I can be myself, and that gives me the ability to talk and speak up when I'm uncomfortable, or when I feel like I am being wronged by somebody. And I feel like nails are a great start for that, to finding out who you are. Now, if you are someone who works in a blue-collar job, and let's just say that you're someone who's being told that your nails make you seem like you don't actually do your job, all I want you to know is that the proof is in the pudding. If you are doing a good job and you are putting quality work out all the time, it doesn't matter what they say. The best way to try to tell someone that you're good at your job is to do your job well. Let that speak over your nails. They're going to shut up pretty quickly. If you show up to a job site with your nails done and your job is still done well, cleaned up, and the person who is asking you to do it is overwhelmed by your work. Now, in short, here's all the products I recommend, and you may be wondering, Mercury, that's a lot of upkeep. That's a lot of stuff to take care of your nails. It doesn't really seem worth it. I would not do it. That's okay. You don't have to have nails to feel beautiful and confident. But so many times people feel like they can't have nails when they do blue-collar jobs because of what they're told by others. Oh, you're going to break a nail. There's such a stigma to looking good on a job site, because if you look good, you couldn't possibly be good at your job. That's not true. That is an absolute lie. You can do what makes you feel confident in your own skin and also get the job done. Do not allow people's propaganda to be your reality. That isn't true. And I'm a testament to that. So that being said, these are all the products that I would recommend if you are someone who cares about your nails just as much as I do. If some of these products don't work for you, that's okay too. You mix and match whatever works best for you. It's your own life, it's your own hands, and I want you to be happy. And until next time, remember, you're worth the time it takes to be beautiful on a job site. Part of the reason why we're making this video is because we get comments about this all the time. And in a recent video, we had the comment section filled with people telling us their own experience and their own tips and tricks that we're sharing with you right now on the screen. And if you're wondering, Mercury, none of the tips that you are telling me right now work for me and I'm kind of lost, I am sure that there's someone in the comment section who's willing to give their knowledge and their expertise to help you, because our community is the best when it comes to helping each other, because we love to uplift one another. So if you're someone who has a little bit of knowledge in your brain and you want to help us create a wonderful, positive community, you get in that comment section right now and you give us your feedback, because we want to hear it. A really cool roof table. Now that the roof is entirely done, now we have this platform that would have been so handy to have.
Goes down. Keeping your cuticles down, because you like to oppress your cuticles. Cuticles are the working class. This is an analogy that I'm sure holds up over time. And then, putting on my cuticle oil. Putting on my cuticle oil, looking cute while being a cuticle oil machine. Yeah. Do nails looking fabulous. This is what they look like before. This is what they look like after.